Hello and welcome to Info 1167, Business at the Speed of Light. Let's get started. So what is the purpose of this course? It's really a course in business fundamentals, or from a Canadian perspective. It's going to provide you with a basic understanding of the goals and objectives for a business, any business. It's going to speak to how companies are structured and organized. It's going to talk about the economic environment in which companies operate and thrive and compete. It's going to look at the different issues that arise in an organization from both an employer and an employee perspective. It'll expose you to the common terms and practices that you're going to hear in the workplace. And in fact, it really is a comprehensive look at business that every IT student should have an understanding for. Upon graduation, you will be working in a business, some type of business, and I think it would be important for you to understand the goals and objectives, how businesses operate, and really, where do you fit in to that overall structure?
Since most of your courses are typical in-class instruction, we wanted to at least provide a set of goals and objectives for an online course. So what does it mean when you have an online course? Well, the first thing is that there is no formal class time assigned each week. In fact, what you'll be given is a series of readings, labs, activities, and tests to complete over the 14 weeks of the course. There is a checklist that will be provided to you each week, which will identify what work needs to be done. Obviously, an important part of this course is the textbook itself. It is the backbone of this course, and it's really important that you purchase it early. So since you're going to be using the textbook each week, make sure that you go ahead and acquire that as soon as possible. And in fact, you will be required to complete reading within the textbook in the first week of the course. The textbook is Business Essentials by Ebert and Griffin, and you can find that in the college bookstore or online. And again, I just want to reiterate how important it is to get the textbook early.
Since this is an online course, you might need some assistance from time to time. There are actually 3 professors teaching the course this semester. Our goal is really to assist you wherever possible, but what's most important is really how do you ask for help. We have discussion boards set up throughout the course this term. Please ask any questions you have related to the course material or the instructions on the discussion board. In fact, we recommend that you subscribe to the discussion board so you'll be notified of any postings to the board throughout the term. By doing it this way, then all students will have access to the same information about the course or the assignments or the instructions that you've been given. We hope that it'll create a level playing field in which all students are there to do the work. Now, obviously, there might be situations where you have a question that might be of a personal nature and really isn't really appropriate to discussing on an open discussion board. Then, obviously, you need to email your professors. Well, whether you're using email to contact a professor or ideally through the discussion board, just be aware that we will respond to your information or your request within a 24-hour period of time. And that is the goal that we're going to try and continue to meet this term. So if you need assistance, please don't hesitate to add your question or postings to the discussion board, and please feel free to reply to other postings that are on the board.
Since this is an online course, it's very important to know where the instructions are so you can follow them each week. We've organized the course on a week-by-week basis. If you look at the screenshot below, we've actually got a list of the first week of class. I would caution you when looking at the instructions that you look at the most detailed view of the instructions. So, for example, on the left-hand side, you've got under Table of Contents. If you click on that link, you will get kind of a summarized view. Instead, I'd prefer that you actually look within the weekly instructions themselves. Look for a particular week, like week 1, September 4th. Click on that, and you should see a full list of instructions with all of our comments. You should also keep in mind that each week starts on Monday at 8 a.m. So you're expected each week on Monday to go ahead, see what instructions are out there for this week, hopefully schedule time and start working on the course, and make sure that you complete all the activities by Sunday at noon. In terms of labs and projects, as opposed to quizzes, with quizzes, there's no makeup dates. You have to complete the quiz on time, again by Sunday at noon. For labs and projects, you will be able to submit those items late, but please remember that you will be subject to a late penalty.
The weekly instructions are very consistent throughout the course. Each week starts with a discussion board and a set of instructions for that particular week. There may be additional readings or videos to watch, and they'll be listed separately in the weekly instructions, and in fact, they'll be provided with a direct link to those additional items. At the end of each week, you'll have to complete an open book quiz. Most of the questions on the quiz are taken directly from the information in the textbook. In some cases, we will ask questions about the readings or other videos that you watch during the week, but again, most of the questions will be directly from the text.
A very important question for every student is, how will I be evaluated? We're going to have a series of tests this semester and labs and projects. For the tests, they'll comprise 50% of your final grade, and labs and projects will also be comprised of 50% of your grade. With the tests, we typically do those on a weekly basis. You'll go ahead, you'll look at the instructions for a particular week, you'll do the readings as prescribed in the course, and then you'll go ahead and answer the test, and the test will be open book. So you have a very good chance of doing very well on the tests. For labs and projects, you will have the opportunity typically to work in teams for these labs and projects, and they will also need to be completed on time. Now I say that, however, there is a difference between tests and labs and projects. With the tests, there are no makeup opportunities. You have to submit them by Sunday at noon. For labs and projects, however, you can submit those late, but be prepared to have a 10% late penalty applied per day. We have a lot of group work, so make sure that you enroll in your groups early and work well towards achieving a common goal.
You have several responsibilities that I did want to mention during the video this week. If you have any question about the instructions, coursework, assignments, labs, don't go to other students and ask them first. Go ahead and post the question to the discussion board, not email as instructed. Complete the open book quiz each week. You need to make sure that you complete it early enough to get it in, because there will be no late submissions on it. Unless you have some type of prior written permission in advance of the due date, you cannot be late with those quizzes. So for example, if something were to happen on a Sunday afternoon and you couldn't complete the quiz that night, we can't accommodate that. You're going to have to make sure you try and complete it before Sunday evening. Ideally, what you want to try and do is set aside some time each week to work on the course material. We expect that when you're working on this course that you'll be spending at least 3 into a maximum of 6 hours of work each week. And it doesn't mean you have to do that all on Sunday evening. Although the quizzes are due on Sunday evening and the labs are due on Sunday evening, please complete them early and don't wait till Sunday. As mentioned, please complete the labs on time. That's your responsibility. Don't come to us at the end of the semester and say, oh, by the way, I missed 1 or 2 labs. Well, most of them. Can I complete them now? Unfortunately, the answer will be no. You should also ask the question, can you complete the material faster than what's outlined in the course? Yes, you can. We have the weekly instructions for the entire course. If you want to move through the course information faster than what we've prescribed, that's fine. But just remember that any marks for things will not be available until after their respective due dates for the assignments. So for example, in week 3, we have lab 1. If you completed lab 1 earlier than in week 3, that's fine. Go ahead and submit it. And when week 3 comes around, at the end of that week, we will mark all the labs and get your grades out as soon as we can. So if you want to move ahead, that's fine. Just don't expect that we will mark anything early.
I just wanted to wish you good luck this term, and I look forward to working with you.